Hello, and welcome to another reading vlog. This one is actually going to be for a fairly short book that is coming out tomorrow. So I did decide to film the intro one day early, just so that I can kind of jump right into the book as soon as it comes out, because it comes out at midnight and sometimes I'm still awake at that time, and I thought that if today was one of those days when I would be awake at midnight, I can already start reading and tell you about it tomorrow. So the book that I'm going to be reading during this vlog is called Gallant by V E Schwab. And it's supposed to be a dark fantasy horror. Fantasy is my favorite genre, but horror is not something that I pick up very often because I am a scaredy cat and I have trouble sleeping as it is, without horror scenes kind of bouncing around in my brain as I'm trying to fall asleep at night. But every once in a while I do pick up a horror book if it calls to me, and this is going to be one of those times. So I am really excited to take you along on this reading journey and let you know what my thoughts are. I will have a review at the very end of this vlog when I actually finish reading the book, and it will be spoiler free. I'll have a timestamp in the description in case you want to skip the vlog and jump right to the review. But for those of you who want to stay with me, I'm excited to go on this adventure with you. Tonight I'm actually going to get a bunch of chores done so that I don't have them kind of looming over my head tomorrow, and I can focus a lot more on reading the book. So I will see you tomorrow when I've actually gotten some reading done. Good morning. It is the next day, March 1st, and the book is officially out. And yes, I was actually still awake at midnight last night, so I ended up reading a little bit. I didn't actually get that much reading done, but I'm about 1/10 into the book already, just because it's not a very long book. And I do already have some thoughts. I'm actually really enjoying the book. I really like the author's writing. It definitely has a very dark atmosphere, and it reminds me a little bit of Sabriel by Garth Nix, actually. I don't know what it is about it, maybe just because it does also have something to do with death, or just the dark atmosphere, but it does remind me a little bit of Sabriel, which I read so many years ago now, and I really enjoyed it at the time. I don't know how well that particular book would hold up against my current tastes, so I'm not sure if I should be recommending it. Anyways, back to Gallant. I now know a little bit more about the plot since I did read some of the book, and we're basically following Olivia, who's an orphaned girl living in a school for, well, orphaned girls, and she can't speak. And her fellow girls and teachers are not very accommodating in that sense, so she has a lot of trouble communicating and she's very isolated and lonely. So her life is not especially easy, although it's not especially easy for any of the girls who are living in that particular school. And right away we find out that Olivia can see ghouls, who are sort of like ghosts, but in this world, ghosts are versions of the people that they used to be, but they're falling apart. So one of the ghouls she sees is pretty much consisting of an eye and a few scraps of cloth, and whenever she looks directly at it, it disappears altogether. So I am definitely curious to see where this book is going to go with this, and other than that, we don't really know much yet, and that is where we find Olivia at the moment. Until one day, the head matron summons Olivia to her office. And Olivia finds out that she got a letter from a mysterious uncle who wants her to come live with him. And the letter says that her mother was unwell when she left, and that her uncle really wants Olivia to come home. So, of course, that is going to be the next part of her journey. And that, I think, is where I'm going to end my description of the plot, because I don't want to give away any spoilers. But I'm going to keep reading, and I'll give you my thoughts and feelings about the book, but they will be spoiler-free. It is actually the morning, so I haven't showered or eaten or anything like that yet, so that is actually what I'm going to be doing next. After that, I'm going to get some work done, and then I'm going to keep reading, and I'll update you when I do. and it is much later the same day, and I did my nails, I had a meal, and, well, as you can probably tell, a shower. And I also finished whatever work I had to do today, so I am in my comfy cozy pajamas, and I'm going to relax for the rest of the day and get some more reading done. So basically I'm just going to have a chill, cozy evening indoors, along with some bubble tea, possibly a glass of wine, and just relax for the rest of the evening. So I do expect that I'll probably finish the book today, but so far I'm actually about 40% into the book, and honestly, it was off to such a great start, but now I feel like it's just not as good anymore. I feel like it's just all atmosphere. And while I really enjoyed the dark atmosphere in the beginning of the book, I kind of wished that it was a part of the book and there were other things in it, like either beautiful writing or some action or maybe really compelling characters. And so far, all I'm seeing is just dark atmosphere, and for me, it's just not enough. I wish that at 40% into the book, we kind of had more going on by now. It's not a very long book, so I guess I just expected it to progress a little faster. But we'll see. I might still love it. There's still more than half of the book left for me to get through, and I'm definitely going to keep reading it. And that is pretty much it for the rest of tonight. I don't know if I'll finish the book tonight, but tomorrow I'm going to go on a little hike, and I will definitely finish the book after if I don't. And I will update you when I do, or if I've made some more progress and have something else to say about it. Good morning. I am actually just about to have breakfast with some of yesterday's leftovers, along with possibly cutting up some peppers just to give myself a few vegetables and nutrients. After that, a quick shower, and I'm going to head out for that hike that I talked about yesterday. And I did get some more reading done, although not as much as I thought. I did not finish the book, just because I ended up watching some series instead. But I am about 60% of the way into the book now, and things are definitely heating up. Things are definitely progressing, finally. I really wish that we'd gotten a little bit more action or a little bit more information earlier in the book, because I don't think the pacing for this book is going to be very good, even if we do have a lot of action in the last 40% or so. But we'll see how I feel about it. Maybe there's some grand reason for this that I'm going to absolutely love. Because when I was reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which is another book by this author, I actually wasn't such a big fan of it until the very end, and the ending just kind of brought everything together. So maybe that will happen for this book, we will see. Anyways, we are finally starting to get a little bit of action, and we're also getting some information, so we have more idea of what's going on. And both of these I am definitely enjoying, so I hope that that trend continues. And I am going to go for that hike, and I will get some more reading done afterwards and update you when I do. So again, I am back from my hike and I did finish the book, so I'm going to give you my final thoughts and my review. Now, the last 40% of the book were actually pretty non-stop. There was a lot of action happening, and that part was really good. We got to find out all of the things that were missing from the first 60% of the book. Unfortunately, as I already mentioned, the first 60% of the book were pretty much just all atmosphere. It was a nice, dark, slightly creepy atmosphere, but it was all atmosphere, and the characters weren't especially compelling. The writing is nice, but not especially beautiful, and we didn't really have any action or plot, so I feel like the pacing was definitely off for this book quite a bit, and it would have been nice if all of that stuff happening in the last 40% would have been spread more evenly throughout the book, with maybe a larger chunk at the end, but not everything. So that was definitely a problem. Also, I don't know why, but even though the stakes are incredibly high when you get to the end, I just didn't feel like I cared all that much. Yeah, I was having fun, but at no point was I compelled to keep reading, and at no point was I unable to actually put the book down. And when that happens in a book, that is definitely not a good sign for me. Honestly, I can't even place my finger on why, but that was just how I felt about it. I also didn't really like that one aspect of the ending felt very convenient to me. And the final thing that felt a little bit off to me is that some aspects of the story were just way too similar to aspects of the Shades of Magic trilogy, which is a trilogy written by this author, and I didn't really like that. I kind of wanted it to be more fresh and new, and I feel like we got a little bit of a repetition of what was happening there. Overall, it's not a bad book, especially if you like dark atmospheres and you're okay with the first part of the book being pretty much just atmosphere. I'm not really disappointed that I read it, but I know that I will never read it again, and I think it's hovering somewhere around the 3-star mark for me. So, not bad, but not good. And that is pretty much it for this vlog. I really hope that you enjoyed reading this book with me, and that you found my review useful. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Be you, always. Bye!